It's our first time coming together under the umbrella of Uncharitable to bring you some incredible analysis to really kind of get to the heart of the charity sector's deep, deep rot.
Funding is moved to launder the violences that exist elsewhere.
Reports, research, ask people, interview people, ask them more questions. In fact, ask them 10 more questions and publish it 12 times a year just to justify that the oppression that they're facing is real.
Let's not let our political imagination for this next generation become captured in an elite way by the charity sector.
I can sit here and talk about, you can talk about your privilege, and I could talk about my oppression. We can cry it out. I walk out of that room still oppressed. You walk out of the room still privileged. So are you willing to get deeper?
Actually, a consequence of our life getting better is the fact that people's lives are getting worse, is the fact that we're causing destruction on a mass scale.
You know, all of our struggles are intertwined. And I think a lot of people think about that in a very kind of wishy-washy, like it sounds good kind of way, but actually that has felt like one of the most fundamental things for me, and particularly in the context of Palestine. All of our struggles are intertwined.
The mechanisms of conscription, the mechanisms that maintain imperialism are inescapable.
But what restoration can look like is putting back where you have overtaken. Put back what you took, what you stole, what you've harvested that's not yours. Put it back.
The value of our surplus is never ours.
Yes, aid is a significant amount of money, but it is nothing compared to the amount of money and resources that is extracted through imperialism.
People are still paying for their own enslavement.
They take our energy, they take our, everything about us, they take our analysis, they take our thoughts, they take our imagination, and they sanitize it. They take our rage and they launder it and they make it palatable and they make it acceptable. They tell us that our political fury can be pacified into monthly donations.
It's been made to be okay to take more from people than you are actually giving back.
Being conditioned by white supremacy stops you from being curious, stops you from being critical, kind of like a state of sleepwalking.
Forced to sit and endure what colonization has done.
I know that your hearts are in the right place. Are you willing to go further and support the abolitionists in society? The equivalent of the abolitionists today.
We're sitting at a crisis at which we're being told quite clearly that human rights is a priority that is reserved for a very select few, and that few being those who we consider human, those who the West imagines as human.
It is the time now to stop kind of self-doubting and being like, well, that wouldn't work, or this isn't realistic. We're not trying to fit in to a system that is designed to kill us.
If you can't find a community, create one. You'll know when you're in the right one because it will feel regenerative. Your tiredness won't feel like an exhaustion. It will feel like a tiredness because you've actually done something great and you feel nourished by it and you feel infused.
White supremacy doesn't just mess up people of color. Obviously it does, and disproportionately, but it also fucks white people up too.
Seeing how many people, especially in the wake of an ongoing genocide against Palestinians and various kinds of crisis in Sudan and Congo, the political awakening people are having, although it's not perfect, is profound. That gives me hope.
We're coming into this not through guilt, we're coming into this through comradeship. And if you really want to help me or help other people, you have to be an accomplice and you have to get to the root cause.
White supremacy is so cringe.